And my moment in Black history is about a young man named Colin Jones and a young woman named Leah Neal. Colin Jones is an Olympic gold medalist who holds the world record in the 4x100 freestyle relay. Leah Neal is the first Black woman to swim an Olympic final in the United States, as she helped win a bronze for Team USA in the 4x100 freestyle relay in 2012 and a silver medal as part of the US 2016 team. I have chosen them to highlight, not merely because they are Black, but because they won even though they are Black. Their inspiring performances obscure a disturbing truth. Not only are they anomalies in this elite level of their sport, but because large numbers of African Americans do not even have basic swimming skills, and this lack costs hundreds of lives every year. In 2010, the USA Swimming Foundation reported that nearly 70% of African American children do not know how to swim. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Black children between the age of 5 and 14 are almost 3 times more likely to drown than white children. It may seem like a rite of passage for your children to learn how to swim, but if a parent cannot swim, or if the parent has a fear of water, then it's more likely that their children will not learn to swim. But you may ask, where does this fear of swimming or inability to swim come from? First of all, it's been well documented that before slavery, West Africans were strong swimmers. But a slave who could swim was a slave with another means to escape. So slave owners prohibited their slaves from teaching others to swim. Later, segregation took its ugly toll at public places and beaches. It's well documented that whites would set up guards, even police, to block the entrance of swimming pools. Even Black people, whenever they tried to enter, they were beaten up. There are pictures of one white hotel manager pouring acid into the pool where Black children were swimming. It's been well documented, even when the beautiful, multi-talented star Lena Horne took a swim in a Las Vegas swimming pool. It was the same hotel in which she was performing. The hotel manager, as soon as she got out, quickly drained the pool while everyone stood there watching and waiting for it to be refilled. What does that do to the mind of the people who are watching? What would you do if you had been one of those adults? And Lord knows what our children were thinking. I'm talking about what were the Black children thinking and what were the white children thinking. Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, I say we are damaged, and I hope it's not beyond repair. You know, after civil rights movement integrated swimming pools, funding for swimming pools in our community just dried up, leaving no place in the community for Black children to learn how to swim. There were private, gated, membership-only swimming pools began to spring up everywhere. It was a form of sort of white flight. It was assumed that Black Americans were dirtier than whites and that they were more likely to be infected by some disease. This painful legacy of racial segregation and violent strife surrounds the history of local community swimming pools, and it has helped to erect high barriers to swimming participation in some neighborhoods, and that remains true today. So while white children learn how to swim in pools and private recreational clubs in the suburbs, Black children were often had to contend with poorly maintained and overcrowded public pools in urban areas. That's if a pool even existed there. I want you to go home. I want you to check your neighborhoods. I want you to see where the swimming pools are. And check out, if there are any in urban areas, check out those swimming pools. Just check them. But you know, black people even now are standing up all over the country to turn this tide. They are fighting for more money to be invested in swimming pools and swimming lessons in our communities. Olympians such as Colin Jones, who almost drowned at the age of 5, and who recognizes that 10 people drown every day, says it's quite simple. Learn how to swim. So he has partnered with organizations which provide free and low-cost swimming lessons throughout all 50 states. There's also a black sorority, Sigma Gamma Rho. They have partnered with USA Swimming Commitment to Diversity and Inclusion to increase swim participation and to decrease drowning rates. These two organizations come together to effect change and influence the community of black women and girls. I want us all to remember, in all aspects of life, when we remove these racial barriers and we provide a level playing field, we can not only save lives, but we can accomplish things that are beyond anything that's imaginable. Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is my moment in Black history.